fact, on the rundown today, where we have the greatest threat of hailstones, damaging winds, and even tornadoes. Plus, the cool down that will have many of us pulling out the sweaters. And we have the latest on Leslie and its potential impacts to Bermuda and the U.S. East Coast. But first, here's Nick with a look at the stormy side of things.
And we have a lot of thunderstorms popping up, but will we get one like this? This was from Ava, Missouri yesterday, a shelf cloud over the area, very well defined. You see something like this, you know that you're going to see perhaps some strong winds along the way, some severe warnings probably out, and we may very well see a repeat of that even in Missouri again today. Well, we certainly have thunderstorms that are erupting here over the Midwest, and a cold front just kind of draped along the Carolina shores could also kick up a few areas of thunderstorms here into portions of Georgia and into South Carolina. But the most potent cold front is this one right back out here into the Midwest and plains. And it's already been producing some pretty wild weather here. Not only some rain up there toward upper Michigan, Wisconsin, and into the lower Michigan area, but also here from Indiana back toward Illinois. As a matter of fact, a new warning this well to the north of Indianapolis, and this covers portions of Cass County in Indiana, Fulton County, Miami County. This is where we could see hail up to the size of quarters, maybe some damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. So take some shelter in this area. Here's where it's headed over the next several minutes. As it moves toward the east, Miami, you could be in its sights, so we'll be watching that over the next several minutes for the possibility of more damaging winds as that storm tracks eastward. Back toward the plains, well, we are getting some needed rain in some areas, aren't we? We're seeing that back towards, say, Bloomington, Illinois, Springfield. Get ready. Some thunder and lightning headed your way. And even into Nebraska and Kansas, needed rainfall here as well. And we'll continue to see that threat. All right, let's show you another area that we're seeing it right here. Omaha back into Iowa. This is an area that has been so incredibly dry. As a matter of fact, the latest drought monitor released yesterday shows an even worsening effect, particularly in the extreme categories. A bit more rainfall, needed though it is. We're not going to get a whole lot, just a few isolated to scattered thunderstorms here for now. We'll also be looking for those thunderstorms into the afternoon and evening hours over a widespread area, and we do have a torcon today. Dr. Greg Forbes has given a 3 in 10 chance of seeing a tornado here in northwest Ohio, northern and central Indiana, and also a 3 for east central Illinois. So within a 50-mile radius of that area, we may very well see a tornado. We'll be watching these storms track eastward, bringing us the severe weather threat today, and then tomorrow. Watch out for severe weather threats here around the northeast. That front continuing to pass eastward and eventually moving offshore. We'll talk more about where it's headed in the 7-day. Right now, here's Viv.
Yeah, because along with that cold front, we're expecting a cool down behind it, that's for sure. Even some relief from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Today, we're forecasting a high of 106, but beginning tomorrow, we'll drop it down to highs only in the 80s, so very, very nice. But right now, temperatures in the 90s in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We've already noticed some cooler air coming down across the northern plains here and parts of the northern Rockies, with only 40s and 50s actually back across the western parts of the Dakotas. So temperatures today cooling down again over the western high plains, running a good 5 to almost 10 degrees below average, and then all of that cool air will be sliding east tomorrow. There you see Cincinnati, we're forecasting a high of 72. That's a good 8 degrees below average. And then on Sunday, we get that cooler air making its way all the way to D.C. Check it out. Go ahead and make your plans. I know you are. 78 degrees we're forecasting the high in the D.C. area on Sunday. But not only over the northern plains and parts of the Great Lakes, but parts of the deep south as well. As mentioned, today's high, 106 degrees in Dallas, 101 in Oklahoma City, but you too will be cooling down into the 80s going through the weekend. Okay, let's check on the weekend for the whole nation. Here's Nick.
Well, I tell you what, that relief is going to be very, very welcome. With temperatures like this today in the 90s and 100s here in the central and southern plains, we will need that. As the front moves eastward, we talked about the severe threat, New York and Pennsylvania. Those states could see some in the central areas, thunderstorms all the way back down into the Tennessee and Ohio River valleys. Temperatures will be taking a little plunge here behind the front. 73 degrees in Chicago, 71 there in Louisville. Still in the 80s out toward the East Coast, and New York and Boston will still be in the triple digits, and very warm here around the southwest, despite the fact we might see a few more showers and thunderstorms, and that might be enough to kick up a little dust, too. too. Clearer here around the Central Plains, and Sunday, a bit more rainfall right around the edges here, the Great Lakes and into the south and Florida. Temperatures really becoming nice in New York, Boston, down toward Washington, D.C. 70s are going to feel so good. And the morning hours, you might as well just open up the windows and enjoy, because even southward, you're going to see those temperatures fall into the 60s, low 60s of that, and even a few 50s here and there. We'll be watching for a clearer sky here on Tuesday. As a matter of fact, clear just about everywhere around the country, with the exception being of the inland west. The Rockies back down toward the southwest. As more moisture comes up to the south from the southwest, we'll continue to keep that threat on into Wednesday. A lot clearer. Or still clear on the coast, I should say, a lot cooler in the northwest as we get out of the 80s and down into the 60s, and temperatures gradually making a little rebound here around the central and southern plains, with a few thunderstorms moving out of the Rockies and on into the plains there for Thursday. Viv?
All right, we have a new weather alert just issued from the Storm Prediction Center. A severe thunderstorm watch. It encompasses much of northern and central Indiana into Ohio there. The yellow shaded area. We'll continue to watch these storms as they roll into this region.